This is the morning video briefing. This is for Tuesday, the 16th of January. This is James Spann, and obviously it's been a messy night tonight across Alabama with sleet and freezing rain. We have some parts of southeast Alabama with rain and many questions about traffic and many questions about the next Arctic blast later this week. So just sit back and see if we can answer some of the questions here, as we always do. We like to start with the upper air look because so much of what happens is determined by what goes on up there. And there's a very deep trough coming through, and that set the stage for the wintry precipitation for North Alabama yesterday and last night. This is the radar, and we have mostly a cold rain falling over parts of east, southwest, and south central Alabama, and some of that is in the form of freezing rain where temperatures are below freezing as that Arctic air moves southward, and rain on the Gulf Coast as well. But again, all the questions now this morning are about traffic, and really we're not in the traffic business, we're in the weather business, so we have to refer people to sources like this. This is coming from the Algo Traffic Map, algotraffic.com. And this shows we got all kind of problems over parts of north, central, and west Alabama here at 5:19, live at 5:19 a.m. And again, just a whole lot of problems here. And the bottom line is where temperatures are below freezing, and if you had rain last night, you have to assume you've got icy bridges this morning. And of course, if you're in Florence, you've had all the snow, parts of the Tennessee Valley, and obviously roads are a big mess there. But the Arctic air continues to surge southward. We're now below freezing down to almost to Alexander City. Alex City's at 33, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa 20, Gadsden 22, Anniston 26, Cullman 14, Huntsville 14. And again, Montgomery and Mobile should be below freezing by the time you watch this, if you're watching this later and not watching it live. Dothan, it's a heat wave there. They've got 48, but even in southeast Alabama, you'll see the Arctic air later today. So we've got these winter weather advisories for areas south of Interstate 20 that will expire a little later this morning. The county's in blue on that map, and again, that's for freezing rain and sleet, wintry mix, if you will. Now, the counties you see up there in the Tennessee Valley, that's a wind chill warning because of the low wind chill values we have this morning. Wind chill indices are below zero in some spots in that part of Alabama. And again, that is a wind chill warning that you don't see that often. The current wind chill index in Huntsville is 1 below zero. The current wind chill index at Haleyville is 8 below zero. Decatur 3 below. So again, that's what that is. So let's look at the big picture. For those that might be traveling, we have winter storm warnings to the northeast of Alabama, winter weather advisories, much of the northeast United States, winter storm warnings in parts of the northwest U.S. And in the warm sector of this storm, we might have a few severe storms today over central Florida, places like Orlando, Tampa Bay, Daytona Beach, Melbourne, a marginal risk of severe storms there. And then no thunderstorms tomorrow, and maybe some thunder for South Florida on day 3, which is Thursday. So here's the rain, the precipitation for the next 7 days. The next feature comes in here late Thursday afternoon and Thursday night. And it looks like it will be mostly just some light rain. Be a close call for the Tennessee state line, but again, we'll go through modeling here in just a second. In fact, let's go through modeling now. Model fans. This is the GFS. This is the 06C run valid today at 4. There's your big cold trough, and we're just cold. Again, it's going to be pretty tough today. Temperatures will stay below freezing for the northern half of the state. I'd say the northern 2/3 of the state, maybe. And again, the sky becomes sunny today. We'll see a clearing sky. But obviously, if you have icy roads this morning, you will have icy roads this afternoon. There could be a little sublimation today. That's where the ice goes directly to water vapor with the sun coming out, and that can happen in a dry air mass. But again, don't expect a whole lot of improvement today. Temperatures will stay in the 20s from Interstate 20 north. But again, at least the sky becomes mostly sunny. And then tomorrow will be a sunny day, but a very cold morning. These are forecast lows tomorrow morning coming off the NBM, National Blend of Models. And again, the numbers are small. Let me read some of them to you. We got Florence 2, Huntsville 2, Fort Payne 4, Gadsden 7, Anniston 9, Not that you can tell the difference. Birmingham 10, Tuscaloosa 11, Montgomery 14, Mobile 18. Right on the beach, Gulf Shores, right around 20. And again, this is pipe bursting type weather. This is similar to the cold wave we saw in December 2022. And again, the advice here is to know where the shutoff valve is for your water if you have a burst pipe and you need to shut that water off. It's best to find out where that valve is now instead of when you've got water flooding your house. And be sure and check on anybody you know that just might not have good heat. A lot of warming centers are open. Governments have facilities where people can go that don't have a warm place. And, of course, bring in your dogs and your cats and the pets, but that's pretty tough. So let's go to Thursday. That next wave is off to the west. And, again, that will likely bring some light rain in here Thursday night. This is Thursday night coming off the American GFS, Thursday night coming off the European global model. And both models suggest just a little light rain for most of the state with a warm nose aloft. There could be some sleet in the mix, maybe over Tennessee. And there could be a few flurries maybe on the backside as it exits, but we expect nothing like what we've just been through. But as always, we'll watch the trends. Once we get within 60 hours, we'll see those good high-resolution models. So for now, we'll mention a chance of some light rain Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, and maybe a few snow flurries in the backside of this thing after midnight Thursday night. And then Friday, we're dry with another surge of Arctic air dropping in here. Temperatures will be plummeting during the day. And this is Saturday as the weekend begins. And again, the northern half of the state will stay below freezing again. The day will be sunny, temperatures only in the 20s all day for the northern half of the state, 30s for South Alabama, and we start the day in the 10 to 15 degree range Saturday morning. But at least it will be sunny. This is Sunday. Sunday morning will be very cold. Mid-teens are likely for North Alabama, temperatures below freezing down to the Gulf Coast. But we go in the 40s on Sunday afternoon as we start to warm up, and next week a major pattern flip. This is Monday. We'll see highs in the 50s, and we're still dry. And this is a week from today. This is Tuesday, the 23rd. We have troughing to the west and rain beginning to approach. And again, we'll probably start that chance of rain Tuesday into Wednesday, but by then, temperatures will be in the 60s for South Alabama, upper 50s for North Alabama. And let's keep on going here. This is 10 days out. This is Thursday of next week, the 25th. Trough in the west. We have a southwest flow aloft and evidence we could see a few showers, but temperatures should be very comfortable by then. Next week will be a whole different situation as the Arctic air is scoured out. This is rain for Birmingham coming off the European ensemble. The mean here, it's between 2 and 3 inches between now and the rest of January. Now let's check the numbers straight off the NBM, the National Blend of Models. This is for Birmingham. You can add or subtract as needed. The high today, 25. The average high for today is what, 53. That's almost 30 below average. Just not good with the icy bridges and roads. Tomorrow morning, 10. And these are not wind chill indices. These are actual air temperatures. So 10 tomorrow morning, 36 tomorrow, 45 Thursday. But here comes the next surge of Arctic air. By Saturday morning, 13, the high Saturday, 29, Sunday morning, 16, but then the big bounce back with a pattern flip, highs in the 60s for the latter half of next week, the 24th, 25th, and 26th. And if you're sick of this cold, you'll like that map. Look at all the red here. And again, this is not like the red you see in August. Understand temperatures above average. That would be a high of 58 or 59 here, but still, the end of January looking relatively mild. This is for the 23rd through the 29th. Temperatures above average. And that should get us up in the 60s on many days. So we'll go back and look at some of the images from yesterday and last night. We don't think our friends at Coleman High School, their broadcast team, they do a great job. Love the Bearcats. And they got their drone up over I-65. And I-65 was closed for several hours last night. This was north of Coleman up toward Vinemont, and it was a mess. Multiple accidents. It's just a bad situation. Arctic air temperatures were, in the upper teens when this was going on. And again, this is why we were encouraging people not to drive last night where temperatures were below freezing because of this stuff going on. Here's some ground video from Interstate 65. And again, I want to say this was captured last night about 9 to 10 o'clock, somewhere in that time range. And it looks like maybe the National Guard is out there helping people. But, you immediately have flashbacks to Snowmageddon of 2014. But in this case, the winter storm warning was issued way in advance. And, I will say this, the forecast worked out amazingly well. Sometimes we don't get it right during winter storms, but I don't know if we could have done any better with this. Now some people, if you hear things from your friends down at the Piggly Wiggly or at the haircut joint or some other place, it's going to snow 5 inches in Birmingham. That's not what we said. But if you look back at our discussions, this one worked out well. That's Interstate 22 near Jasper. And another big problem there, Interstate 22 was shut down for a while last night. This was Cullman last night, the warehouse district. This was taken up at Pisgah in Jackson County, and they've had, of course, ice there, freezing rain. You can see some of the trees beginning to, the limbs bending under the weight of the ice. I've heard of no power outages, and we didn't expect any big power outage problems with this. The issue is just the ice on the bridges and the roads, but it was quite the day, especially for our friends up in the Tennessee Valley. The snow winners, of course, Florence and the Shoals. That part of Alabama, they had it. Now, if you want to get your picture here on these videos, that's how you do it. You give me a shout out there. I want to say that was taken up in Madison County around Hazel Green, but boy, the kids were having a ball up in the snow zone. And again, the forecast called for most of the snow along and north of the Tennessee River. And by golly, most of the snow was along and north of the Tennessee River. Most of these images coming in from the Shoals area, and a bunch of Elsas were showing up yesterday and last night. But I just like to see the kids smiling, and they're outside. And they're playing in this stuff. Goodness, I mean, I would do anything for a snow day when I was a kid, where you're out of school, you can go outside, have a little fun, and that was just awesome. So I love this video. So this little girl's going to make a snow angel, which is what you got to do that. I mean, come on, you got snow down, you got to make a snow angel. But in a minute, when she gets up, watch off in the background. This is some Alabama stuff right here. Look at this guy. There's a truck pulling some kid on some kind of a sled. And I don't even know what to say about this. We've always got these knuckleheads in this Arctic stuff. You got snow falling. This is up in southern Tennessee. It was about, I want to say 21 degrees. And, of course, you know what this guy's doing. He's going in. The polar plunge. All right. And, again, anything you can get on just to slide down a hill, you just got to do that. Use a little gravity, snow and ice, and I don't know what to say about this thing. Goodness. All right, but again, if you're just joining us here live, it's 5:30, Tuesday morning, the 16th of January. The questions now involve traffic and not weather, and this is getting a little out of our area. And what I'll do on the social platforms, I'll just throw a post up with this and some numbers and radar and ask people to help in the comments section over on Facebook. If you've been traveling, if you know road conditions, post them here, because that's the best way of knowing. Then again, this is the Algo traffic map, and you can see obviously snow and ice problems, icy travel over most all of North Alabama, central, west, even southwest Alabama. We've had sleet and freezing rain down into Choctaw County in southwest Alabama. And again, the winter weather advisories for freezing rain, they extend all the way down into the southeastern part of the state. But still, Dothan, you're at 48. You're not in Arctic air yet. Obviously, no problems there. Montgomery and Mobile, you're on the verge of going below freezing. It's again, about that. Those ops were taken right before 5 o'clock. And if you're watching this later, you're below freezing now. And obviously, north of Montgomery and north of Mobile, you are below freezing. Huntsville, 14. Birmingham 20, Haleyville 12, and these are not wind chill indices. Cullman 14, and in all these places, just understand if you're traveling this morning, be aware that the bridges for sure are going to be icy. Again, what happens when we say freezing rain? In fact, let me show you. Let's talk about one more thing here. Whenever we say freezing rain, I think people don't understand that to some degree. This is a pretty good chart that explains everything. Freezing rain, it's liquid, and you walk outside and you're going to get wet like a rainy day. It's rain. The only difference between freezing rain and regular rain is that temperatures at the surface are below 32, and the rain will freeze on cold surfaces like bridges. Sleet, those are little ice pellets. That's not freezing rain. Sleet, little ice pellets. And then, of course, we all know, I think, what snow is. But to determine the precipitation type, you can't go out and look on your backyard thermometer. Your backyard thermometer might say 25 and it's raining. Your backyard thermometer might say 38 or 40 and it's snowing. The key is looking at temperatures 5,000 feet off the ground. That's the key level when it comes to precipitation type. Or preferably look at the entire upper air sounding. And obviously the only way to see that's the balloon launches. And typically we do those twice a day, about 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. From locations all around the country. In Alabama, they're launched at the Shelby County Airport. But again, just wanted to make that clarification. And for most areas south of the Tennessee River, you've been dealing with either sleet or freezing rain over the past 12 hours, making for a very messy situation this morning. So again, the traffic site is algotraffic.com if you're in Alabama. That's the official site where they post. They've got the traffic cameras. You can see those. And again, as the sun will be coming up here soon, we'll obviously get a lot more images, and I'll, again, be posting those this morning as we see them. So just be careful. You don't want to get into a spin out. And you might be the greatest driver in the world on an icy bridge, but that doesn't say anything about the knucklehead next to you that hits the brake, starts to spin, and it just goes down the tubes. So just be really careful. And thankfully, the schools, I think most of them are closed today, so we don't have to worry about the buses or any of that. And again, we stay below freezing all day. So again, there's not going to be a lot of improvement today or tonight or maybe tomorrow morning. But there could be a little sublimation today where we get the sun out and maybe some of the ice goes to water vapor. But still, just take it easy, and I'll post the information as best I can. If you're new here, we simulcast these every day, weekdays and weekends as needed, at about 5:15 in the morning. The next one here about 2:45 this afternoon. And we simulcast it live on my YouTube channel and my Facebook page. And of course, we invite you to watch us on TV this evening, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.